On our agenda, we have 3 items on the agenda with various hazard tree removals to review after that. We're ready to go. So up first, we have 745 Clyde Circle. Construct swimming pool, 120 cubic yards of dirt, staying on site.
Good evening. My name is Paul DeFiori, and I'm with Commonwealth Engineers. Tonight, we are proposing a building permit plan for 745 Clyde Circle in order to construct a swimming pool for our client. The project will include a pool patio, and a filter pad. A stone infiltration bed is also proposed to manage the increase in impervious cover. Erosion and sediment control features include sill fence, a temporary topsoil stockpile area, and a staging area. Temporary tree protection fence will be installed as shown on the plan. Our client is seeking your approval. Thank you. And just a note, we've done a... Oh, sure. Yeah. Gotcha. We've added a staging area here on a revised plan that we just completed today, so it's probably not on your plan.
So what all do you have different on that plan?
Basically, just the staging area, and then actually we shifted the pool a little bit to the north. And then just revise the grading a little bit, but overall it's basically the same.
You move that infiltration bed on your plan?
The infiltration bed should be at the same location.
All right. What's our scale here?
30 scale.
So I don't have any detail on tree protection fence.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
I don't have any tree protection detail. Is 4-foot high orange construction fence?
Correct, that's what we have on the plan.
All right, that's not to our new, that's not for in our new spec, right, John? So we need to change that out.
Okay.
What's our egress here to build this thing?
We are anticipating that backhoe will come between the garage and the house at the staging area and work its way through to the backyard.
Okay, so there's no soil that's taken out?
Any soil will be taken through the staging area and put on and carted away. Topsoil is going to be stockpiled as shown on the plan. It's surrounded with sill fence. And we do have a note on the plan right above the title in regard to removing of excess dirt.
Does the plan call to for removing any trees at this point?
No.
No, I was just trying to figure out how, if there was enough room between the house and the garage to get everything through, that you were going, that's how you were going.
Correct.
Okay. Are you showing any tree protection on the garage side?
We have tree protection in 2 locations. I'll point them out. South of the pool here,
Right.
and then north.
Okay, you got that on, that's not on my plan. That's on your plan, okay.
Okay. Yeah, this plan was just revised today.
Okay. You see the check they put?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We have any other questions, committee? Pretty straightforward. So, vote to approve. All in favor? Aye. Ayes have it. Just have approval.
All set. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, next up, we have 511 Maplewood, and we have a revised plan here, Sue, for that?
Yeah, that was that little one that I put.
This little one is the new plan we're going from?
Yes.
Okay.
Should I just lay down the little one instead of the big plan? We also have a big plan. But this is the plan we're using since then. I put it right there.
How you doing?
Okay, go ahead.
My name's Al Gillick with Heritage Pools, and this is the
Ginny Bullock.
home.
Ginny.
So we're proposing installing a new swimming pool in their
Okay.
backyard. This is showing our access into the property here. And this is showing the proposed 6-foot chain link fence for tree protection.
Okay.
And you can see some of the trees that are being removed. Most of them are in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, they didn't survive the winter.
Yeah.
Okay. Could
And we
you,
have silt fence in the green going around.
so what kind of trees are coming down?
In
W-
the center, they're about a 10-inch, an 8-inch locust, ash, nothing really over 10 inches. They're straggly, really.
Okay. Do you have that? I'm sorry, I saw your codes at the top
I
here.
did. I had my tree guy come out and walk. I
Okay.
diagrammed everything, and
I got it. I didn't see that at first.
Right.
Thank you.
not very pretty trees.
So you're taking all the material from the pool off-site?
No, not all of it. There is going to be grading around the back side of it.
Okay.
So it's really not all that much coming off.
So are you showing new proposed grade lines on here?
I didn't put proposed grade lines on here because I thought we were going to do that for the engineering. I thought this was more for tree protection, is what I was told.
Well, I guess the most important aspect of this for us is that if this soil is going to be staying on site, where is it going to go?
Well, you can see, I did mark the proposed elevation of the pool, the 454.69.
Yeah, that's not on our plan.
That's all right.
Oh, it should be. Yeah, right in the middle of the pool.
Yeah, and
It's, you might be looking at the,
Oh,
Look at the revised one.
Oh, excuse
Yeah,
me, I'm
yeah.
sorry. I was on the wrong one. Okay. Got you. Okay.
And then basically what we're going to do is blend in. The patio area is going to have a retaining wall around it.
Okay.
And that grade's going to actually match the pool grade. So that'll blend right into there. And then you can see the other grades that we're just going to blend those in. All your flow should stay basically the same. It's all going to go to the back as it did.
And is your green line there, your silt fence, is that your limit of disturbance there?
Yes.
So there won't be any grading anywhere past your silt fence?
Correct.
Total trees to be removed, 4?
Four, and the one up near the driveway isn't in good shape either, so I think it'll be 5, that's another 10-inch.
Okay. Any other questions, board? Seems pretty straightforward. All the grading will stay inside that proposed silt fence area, so it should be out of the drip line of any of the trees nearby. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Go ahead with the proposal. Good luck with the
Thank you.
pool.
Thank you.
Number 3, we have 500 Shamat Drive. If that's how you pronounce it. Sorry about that. And so we also have a revision on that in front of us.
Could you
Good
move that
evening, how you
along?
doing?
So,
I'm sorry.
that's okay.
Okay.
Good evening.
How you doing? My name's Dominic DeCesar with Blue Haven Pools. I also have the homeowners here with us also. Answer any questions. Proposing to install in-ground swimming pool in the rear yard. The access is going to be up through the driveway into the yard. We have our limit of disturbance shown on the plan. We have the tree protection shown around the trees to the back of the property and along the driveway area.
Could you move that up a little? There you go.
I'm sorry. On the plan. As far as soil removal, majority also will be leaving the property. There'll be some minor grading done just to feather it back in around the deck area. And basically, we're not going to go past the limit of disturbance line on that. And pool equipment's on the house side. And there's 4 trees that are coming down total. There's 2 on the back property line, a 10-inch and a 24-inch. And then there's one in the pool area that's coming down, which is basically, that tree is diseased, and so is the other tree that we're taking out, are both diseased. 30-inch oak and 8-inch oak.
Okay, so how many trees total are coming out?
There's a total of 4 trees.
Okay. So we have 2 heritage trees, the 30-inch oak and the 48-inch oak?
Yes, and they are both diseased, and the homeowners have an arborist coming out next week to verify that.
It's 42 on the larger one, and the other one, we were told it was 29 inches. I'm not sure how the engineer measured it, but So, yeah, so the larger one is 42, and that one stretches over the house, and branches have been falling on our house for the last 2 years, and we have shingles to prove it. And the other tree, we measured at 29. We have other tree guys who saw it, and that's the one that we were told was dead or dying, and is, we can get an arborist to come out and certify that it's below 30 inches if that helps too.
Okay. So we would need your certified arborist to have a report for those 2 trees. And we're going to have our arborist go out and take a look at them just to certify what kind of condition they're in. What happens is if a tree is over 30 inches, it takes on a heritage tree. So there would be compensatory replacement trees needed if you take out a tree that's over 30 inches. So if it's dead, it's dead. That's great. And if it's in bad shape or a hazard, that's fine.
Does a hazard count if it's over the house? So we've tried to have the tree trimmed back, but no one would touch it because they said the amount of trimming would kill the tree. Does that count as a hazard tree then if you're just trying to trim it back and it's not possible? So for example, if you look at the Google Earth image of our house,
Right.
you can see the branches extend far beyond, and when the branches hit the house, the trunk width is still significant. It's not a matter of cutting it back and just trimming the part that's over the house. If you were to trim it back to the point where there are no branches over the house, you will kill the tree. Does that qualify as a hazardous tree?
Well, maybe just as it stands, it's a hazard tree. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's, we just need the certified arborist to tell us what it is and what the condition is, and they can look at it and tell us. And then our arborist could go out and take a look at it just to confirm that, and then it's fine. I mean,
Okay.
if it's
I
that bad,
I just didn't know what
it's that bad a shape.
qualifies it as a hazardous tree. If it's like it's literally half of its roots are out, or
No, if it's right, if it's cracked, or if it's very leaning, or it's in a hazardous state.
Okay.
Like it's about to fall, or any lay person can see that tree has a major defect in it, or it has root rot, significant problems in the ground. It could be a lot of problems. So we just get a letter from your certified arborist stating that the tree is a hazard, and then
do we have to come back next month, or can we just submit that separately?
No, we just submit that.
Okay.
And then John will take a look at that report, and if there's pictures and good detail, then he doesn't have to go out. If there's not, he has to go out just to confirm what's there, and then you won't have to have compensatory trees
Okay.
on that if it's a hazard tree. Is that correct, John? Yeah.
Thank you.
If it's a hazardous, if they consider it a hazardous tree, instead of having their own arborist go out, why don't they submit the form and have John go out? You're going to pay for your arborist to go out and do it, right?
We're happy to stay with the arborist that's on the commission.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't that make sense, or?
Yeah,
Oh,
we'd like to have their arborist evaluate it and write up the report to the township stating that.
Got
Then
it.
John checks that paperwork. If it's okay, that's fine. If he feels that there is a flaw in it, then he goes out
Okay.
and looks at it.
got it,
All
right.
So they give it to the engineering, and then John will step out from there.
got it.
Okay.
So after that is resolved, I just had some questions. I'm not sure the scale on this drawing, because it says scale as noted, but I couldn't find.
It's 1 to 20.
1 to 20, over here at the left, bottom
It's
left.
on the bottom.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was so big I couldn't see it. You have some real significant trees behind the pool. It would be on the, I guess it's on the west side. There's a lot of big canopy back here, big oaks, 30-inch oaks, 40-inch
Yes.
oaks, that kind of thing. I just want to make sure, I mean, the canopy is so big, it probably is going to be close to being over the pool, I would imagine. They're pretty big trees. I just want to make sure that our limit of disturbance stays where it is there, that we're not grading
No, we're agreeing.
beyond that line.
That is correct.
So we need to talk a little bit about where our tree protection is on this map.
Is it on there?
Okay. have, if you look at the darker line around the trees, you'll see that the tree protection line is there. It's in,
The darker broken line?
yeah, this line here, and then it connects, it encompasses these large trees in the back here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. I had some notes on my other plan.
And then I have along the driveway side also, off the coming up the access, the two trees, the 30-inch oak and the,
I don't see it.
It's on, you have a revised plan, Jack?
Oh, the other one.
The one without the red ink on it.
okay, sorry. So you see that their tree protection falls in on all these canopies there.
Got it.
Is there a detail here?
There is, right here. This is the detail, it's right here.
Okay, chain link? Okay.
Would it be added a question to just kind of, you have kind of like a lot of half semicircles, just to kind of connect that as one continuous,
Yeah, we could bring that tree protection, basically right behind the limited disturbance line on the backside there, so it's continuous. Yeah,
Hey.
It'd probably be easier.
Yeah,
could we include something around the 42-inch oak that's down in the corner also?
yeah, we can do something like that also.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's as close as any of the others.
Yeah, and all the pool equipment's going to go up toward where the gas meter area, the HVAC equipment is,
Yes, yes.
toward the house?
We're not encroaching into that dig line, into the canopy line, the feeder roots or anything.
And where was the stockpile for the topsoil?
All the soil pretty much could be leaving the property, so there's going to be very little soil, just for some minor grading around there. And if I need, we can get it over right, I'll show it on the grading plan, but we can get it right over by, in front of the, between the AC. The far, I guess, the way I'm looking at it would be the left corner of the house there, at the side, there's no trees on that side here, so it won't be encompassing any of the roots or anything. It'll be right in this area here.
That's where your stockpile will
That's
be?
where, if we need a stockpile, that's where we'd place it.
Okay, so you'll put that on your...
We'll put that on the final engineering
On the
plan.
final?
Yes.
If it works out that John goes out to looks at the trees, and there is some discrepancy between what's there and what's not there, the compensatory trees planting total would be 12 trees, 8 being large canopy trees. If it's a non-issue, it's a non-issue. If it is an issue, you would have to locate those trees with the tree list on the plan and submit that to engineering.
Okay.
After John would review that.
We do have an area shown if we have to put trees in where we want on Conestoga Road.
We have the temporary tree species picked out, as well as where 12 trees, probably the large canopy trees mostly would go.
Okay.
After the pool is completed, we wanted to have an arborist come out because we do have some concern about putting that many large canopy trees in, given the number of trees on our property, the shading that we already have and the root system we already have, as well as the fact that you're going along Conestoga Road on our property. And we want to make sure that the trees that we would put in, be it small or large, because we're planning on planting regardless of whether the commission says we have to or not. We want to make sure that the species and the amount of sun that it will get, given the number of trees surrounding it, won't smother the trees, because we've had some issues with trees on our property having issues, not getting the right sun, not getting the issues that way, just because we have such a canopy over our house and the perimeter of our property. So we have the one area on our property where we could actually fit those trees, the
Okay.
large canopy trees, which is in the northeast corner, in a big bubble along Conestoga Road. Sorry.
Is that the new TRSS area, what's that? Says new,
New tree area.
or north-southwest, is it, or is it new?
Well, it's on this plan, I showed that one, the new plan I gave you guys tonight.
Oh, tree, is that tree?
These are the
North-southwest?
trees, these are the trees are going.
Tree area?
Yeah, we have.
Okay, new tree area, so that's where you put them?
That's the only place on the property that would really be able to handle that many large
Right,
trees.
Right.
And the trees they're calling for right now, or they tentatively selected, would be the American beech tree.
Oh, I see it on your plan here. Okay. Okay. Commissioner, we have some more questions for the project here? Anyone? Any other question? Okay, I think if we go ahead and get that tree fence extended if we can, to
Yes.
include all the trees there.
We'll have that on the engineering
Keep-
plan.
Keep those grade lines tight to your limited disturbance.
Yes.
John will check the trees after your arborist submits their letter, and if there's any changes, you'll note a little bit more in detail on your plan
Yes.
about what trees are going to go back in.
Okay.
In terms of what trees are going to go back in, again, that final decision, we can put a draft plan together, but the final decision can be after the pool is made, and we can have an arborist come out and look at the property as it is, once the trees are down. The trees, none of these trees obviously are down yet.
Right.
So part of what we want to do is make sure that when these trees come down, depending on what we put back up, the landscape is completed. And we want to have the arborist come out for one trip at the end of the project. Are you saying, I just didn't understand what you were saying, are you saying you want us to have the arborist come out again to suggest the tree species, types, and placement before we even get to that point, or?
Well, it would just be noted somewhere on your plan that that they're going to get planted. They just need to see it, you know. So if it's, if
This
that's what it
area-
is right here, I mean,
This
John.
area here is the only place you would be able to plant that many 60-foot, say, trees.
Okay,
Obviously, they wouldn't be that big when you planted them, but for them
Right.
to grow.
okay.
So this would be the actual placement if they're going to be large canopy trees. The only thing that I'm saying might change is the actual species of the tree. But there's nowhere else on the property to really fit that large of a tree. So I could say this part, I could say, I can give you as final in terms of where they would be placed. But in terms of the species is all I was saying might be what changes.
So as long as they're within, on the list.
Yeah, we can give you a list of we can give them a list of selected trees, and
Well,
then we can
this is our
confirm-
preferred tree, right here, unless the arborist, when they come out, say the canopy's too thick for that particular type of tree. But these would be the trees that we would want to plant, given what we've learned. I believe it's on your approved list.
Sure.
And just given the climate and all of the things that we looked into. And the look of it, we just happen to like.
Is that fair enough, John, or do we like to see that detail, or is that fair enough at that? Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Very
Okay.
good.
Thank you.
All right. All approved here?
Yep.
We're good? Go
Thank you,
ahead.
have a good evening.
Good luck with the project. Okay. I would think due to the storm, we have a number of hazard tree removals to go through here that have been submitted to the township. So if we want to go through them one by one, 425 Wild Haven doesn't have the size of the tree,
That one's down already.
is it?
Yeah, it's down. It's
Okay.
gone.
They were getting approved by John as it was going on. Some of them
Yeah.
were deemed hazards already, so some of them had to come down. So they all get piled up in front of us so
Yeah.
we're aware of the canopy that's coming out.
Yeah.
So we'll just go through them one by one. I have 200 Eagle,
know about that.
Some Norway maples coming down. John looked at it. We have a elm on Berwind Road. With damage from the snowstorm. John, you were out on that elm tree? You saw all these then, John? Yes. Okay. All storm damaged trees. Some big canopy trees, Woodcrest Road, 2 big beech trees. 133 Woods Lane. I think it's an oak that was damaged from the storm. 711 County Line Road.
That's the gentleman that was in here prior for a permit. I went out to his property, called back, asked him to come out and look at these trees and how he's staying on his property.
Oh, the one, that, he was a prior
Correct, yeah.
applicant? And a Norway on Midland. You were out at that, John? That's down, that's coming down too. Okay. All right. We're probably going to be seeing a fair bit more of this coming in as far as trees coming down, I would think, due to the storm. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to be seeing a pretty good bit of canopy coming down, especially white pines, maybe some Norway maples and some other selected trees that were damaged pretty heavily. And if we're out in the township and we see some big trees coming down, you know, we should be talking to each other or to John to make sure that they at least have gone through their due diligence of putting it forward so we know what canopy's coming down and where it's coming down. Because I think in the next 6 months, we're going to see a big influx of tree removals in the township.
Especially be looking on Saturdays and Sundays, that's when guys, you know, try to sneak through the ranks and try to get down trees on Saturdays and Sundays when nobody's watching. Doug and Rashid and myself aren't in the area at those times. Most of the people here on this list have been pretty receptive about replanting, which is great. And actually, 1 or 2 of them are going to be doing to the big tree fund, which is great.
Just to make a note, there's been several crews from out of state, out of town, working in the township, unlicensed and no certified arborists. So I'm sure they're not aware of our tree ordinance. So we just need to be calling in if we see something that's going on. Call Sue if it's out of the ordinary. There's a lot of equipment on the road right now of companies that is unfamiliar because there's so much work being done in the township due to the storm. So we're going to be seeing a lot more of that as time comes near. We do have a note about some emerald ash borer, John, that we need to talk about. Do you have that letter with you? I didn't.
I sent everybody else got this in email, right? What we want to do is just have a meeting of the minds to meet with Rossini as well, so we can go back to the board of directors and say, hey, this is our long-term plan. We're going to be able to treat some heritage trees, and also how we're going to handle the resident factor when we start to call about what we're going to be doing. So I feel I'll put together an agenda, meet with Jack about it, and then together we'll come up with a future plan.
What is our percentage of ash trees? I mean, in the parks, I mean, it's pretty significant, isn't it, John?
Parks is anywhere from 30 to 40% of the low-lying areas, like the willows, some of our lower parks. For our streetscape, it's pretty minimal. We don't have a lot of ash trees on the streetscape, from our street trees, but our parks, severe amount of trees.
So we're going to be developing township-wide a plan, some type of plan?
Sure. You know, it's totally dependent on budget, obviously.
Right. Because it could be a big problem for us.
Absolutely.
So maybe by the next meeting, we'll have something we'll be able to get together?
That's correct.
Okay, so might have some more information by then about what the township plan is. Okay.
Just a question on that. Now, we're going to need a budget, obviously, for the parks when this hits, right? So should that be in the preliminary meeting? I mean, who should we have to talk about, like, thinking about a budget for that?
What's the budget for? Taking trees down, or what are we talking about?
These trees are going to die. 40% of our parks are ash trees.
Right.
They're all going to die. Period.
Go ahead.
We have a problem with that. It's called an emerald ash borer.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I'm saying, you're saying we need a budget. We're talking the budgets for, to take the trees down, for prevention, for,
Prevention.
Can't prevent them in
Right.
that area.
okay.
And again, our job